upset a few people in Vancouver.
There has grown in the last decade a substantial cultivation issue with regard to marijuana, a market that may be as big as $5 or $6 billion, 95% of which goes to the United States. Of the 6 million people who could benefit from treatment and need it in the United States today, 60% are dependent on marijuana.
There's 3 million of us here who smoke pot, and none of us need treatment. We want to force 3 million people in jail for treatment.
We all wish, I know contrary to the caricature, for more effective medicines to both cure disease and to relieve suffering. I wish, frankly, that smoked marijuana had met the standards of medical science. There's a con going on in parts of my country, and I will not speak about here, and that con is to use people who are suffering and dying for political purposes, and I think that is shameful and immoral.
Somehow I just haven't been able to come to grips with marijuana being that devastating a drug. We don't see that here, and I don't know why we don't see that here and they see it so clearly there.
They've got an armed camp going on in the United States, and if we don't want Canada to be like that armed camp, we have to take a separate path.
They arrested and charged 40,000 people in New York City for marijuana offenses. Those people then went, a lot of them, to a drug court. And the drug court says, well, we can try and save you from a record. We won't put you in jail, but we'll put you into treatment. So they're into treatment. So therefore, you're saying, the translation, you can extrapolate from that the fact that the marijuana users are the ones that are in treatment. Well, they're in treatment because of the structure.
Safe injection sites for drug users, you better do your homework.
Will you shut up? We're trying to listen to him.
Members of the Marijuana Party heckled John Walters as he spoke to the Vancouver Board of Trade today about drugs. He warned Vancouver not to go easy on drug users. He says in a situation that mirrors Vancouver, a new mayor in the city of Baltimore tried harm reduction programs to curb drug use.
When he left office and the new mayor there took office, Baltimore was, by any measure, the most harshly, most brutally treated city with regard to addiction of any city in American history.
Walters says part of the reason America has such a widespread drug problem is the lax way it has dealt with marijuana.
So you folks were in here last night at the Amsterdam in Vancouver, and John Walters, the U.S. drug czar, was in here?
Yes, he did, complete with Secret Service agents, watching him all around.
Wow, wow. And he was accompanied by a Canadian police officer, I hear?
Yes, Kashid of
Kashid,
Vancouver Police Department. He's the head of the odd squad, the drug squad. And as he was coming by here, Kashid was telling him, these are the people we don't buy because they're not causing problems. Earlier, throughout the evening, it was kind of a weird vibe because there was a bunch of people who were in here trying to buy stuff. And of course, you can't buy marijuana in the premises of the Amsterdam or Blunt Brothers. You have to go somewhere else. So we were telling him to move on and go find it somewhere else and then come back and enjoy it. Because it was open mic night and everybody was jamming. It was great. 5 minutes to closing. The drug czar comes in, surrounded by the Secret Service guys. And I mean surrounded, literally. They were their backs to him in a circle around him, watching everybody else with the little dangly things coming off of their ears. He didn't say a word while he was in here. And everybody was behaving themselves. But Jay may get the Stoner Award of the Year, the Darwin Awards for Stoner. He was wanting to bounce him out. It was closing time. And all these guys come in. And everybody's saying, no, you can't bounce him, he's John Walters. Oh, I don't care.
Nice.
And we were smoking some fabulous hash right here, sitting right here. And John Walters came by. Steve Tuck blew a cloud of this fabulous hash right at Steve Walters.
John Walters.
John Walters.
Nice.
We may be the only ones in history to have ever smoked a bowl right next to the drug czar and not get beat down.
Nice, nice.
We're here this morning. I'm here this morning. We just came by for a cup of coffee, but unbelievable. We need to put a plaque right here.
Nice. And I hear that he actually asked Kashid to stop the pot smoking going on in here or something. Did you hear anything about that?
I did not hear that, but it sure wasn't going to happen because everybody was smoking and there was lots of good stuff in here last night. Everybody was smoking and having a good time, and we all went away without having any problems, and it was great.